Friends and relatives, welcome to Grendon Lakes. What a wonderful part of the world. A beautifully decorated marquee and a great bunch of folks to fill it with. Thank you all for making the effort on this beautiful day to travel from all four corners of Northamptonshire and beyond. There are a few people out there who deserve some special thanks and recognition in getting us where we are today, and I'll do my best not to miss anybody out. First of all, Natalie's parents, Bill and Lynn. We truly, really appreciate having your backing in making this ambitious idea for a wedding come together. There were a million tiny details, and every time a new one came up, the answer was always, yes, we can do that. This made us feel so free and capable and like anything was possible. All the way through the planning and execution, you have made us very happy. Thank you. On a personal note, I want to thank you for two things. First, for always welcoming me into your home, looking after me and never once making me feel like a burden, and for becoming my friends and drinking partners all over the UK and Thailand for the last 5 years. It's been fantastic and long may it continue. Secondly, thanks for raising such a quiet, impressionable, innocent daughter who's willing to marry me today. That means a bunch. And I know that this particular platitude has to be extended to so many people who have been such great influences on Natalie. Nicola, of course, Julie, Doreen, Barbara, you're all such fun, caring people. It's easy to see where she gets it from. Next, my parents. Dad for ferrying me just about everywhere and fixing up lights, sounds, music, dealing with the bands and giving his time and energy by the bootload. Also Mum for heading up the cake committee, challenging yourself to push the limits of decoration at all hours of the day and night, and Gary for constructing such a wonder of engineering that is the cake stand. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank Mum and Dad for getting me here in the end, bringing me up proper, to respect those around me, for keeping me safe, for infecting me with the travelling bug from an early age, for encouraging my creativity and emphasising my right to choose, and for giving me and for giving me a good kick at the arse when I needed it. And now, our lovely bridesmaids. I know that Nicola has known Natalie her whole life, and most of you for almost that long, and we cannot underestimate the influence you all must have had on her, and vice versa. I always love hearing the stories of winter swims in the ocean, or illegal garage sales, seasick boyfriends and carrot cake tours. But I would like everyone here to join me in raising a glass for the unwritten stories, the fun times each of you will share with us in the future. So that's Nicola, Stephanie, Victoria and Heidi, the bridesmaids. Hey. Perhaps.
I think we need a microphone.
Can you hear me?
Two, what two? No Wembley.
Anyway, the bridesmaids. I wonder if in some way each of you perhaps represents a different side of Natalie's personality, perhaps a metaphor for, anyway, Tom, my best man. Thank you. Thank you for not losing the rings and for getting me here on time in Dad's car. Thank you for being my longest serving friend, for always valuing my friendship and for holding my hand, not literally, as we took our wobbly steps into adulthood together over the last couple of years. And I'm sure the speech I gave at your wedding, I can expect to hear something similarly complimentary, bordering on sycophantic in a couple of minutes. Thank you to Roy Hodgson, who heard about a potential clash between an England World Cup game and one of the bands here on Saturday afternoon and sorted that one out for us. I have to thank some other fantastic people who have helped bring our wedding to Grendon Lakes this weekend. We've got to thank the groomsmen, Rob, Lee and Peter, for helping out in their own special way and for organising the best stag event ever to be held without the knowledge of the landlord. They did a great job of keeping it hush-hush, clean and respectful. I must thank Pop and Miles for responding to 100,000 million Facebook messages about precisely how we could bring the music here and for telling us it can be done. I've mentioned Mum, but also enormous thanks to Sammy, Louise and Laura for coordinating on the cake and actually baking the things. They look fantastic. Can't wait to see how they taste. Want to thank Jenna and Tessa for contributing so much time and effort to bunting and jam jars. They're really cool. I want to thank Peter for printing some amazing posters, which you may have seen. Cousin Jenny for donating her beautiful voice for making our ceremony sound so special. It was amazing. But lots of thanks as well to the other friends and the friends of friends who have signed up to sing or play or DJ today and tomorrow. We could not believe the number of people prepared to do that for us on our special party. Finally, our warmest and biggest thanks to Jen Lee, our officiate this afternoon. Thank you so much for stepping in, travelling halfway around the world, putting in the effort to make our ceremony just what we wanted, and most of all, for being our best friend right from the start. We love you and we always will. And before I finish, my beautiful wife over there. In 2003, when I found a placement at Abbey Field School in Northampton, I had no idea whatsoever that my assignment there would lead me to meet the most beautiful, remarkable, funny and inspiring girl I would ever meet. Natalie, from the moment I first saw your beautiful face, your powerful and mysterious walk, and your striking taste in work attire, I was infatuated by you. Then, as our relationship grew, so did my feelings. The way you held the knife and chopped vegetables in your how to make soup demonstration lesson showed me that you weren't just another girl. The way you described your weekend and let me get lost in your eyes while we carefully monitored the children at lunchtimes made me fall head over heels in love with you. Then, as our relationship moved beyond the playground and into parks, bars and airport lounges, I came to realise that you were a keeper. As I commuted to Southeast Asia in each half-term break, and we moved towards our goal of living together in Bangkok, we overcame the considerable distance between us, even when I learned I couldn't be with you for a further 6 months, which felt like a lifetime. But the strength of our love and the fun we shared together meant that we hung on to one another and fought for the wonderful life that we now lead in Thailand. And it is wonderful. Every day I get to see you and feel like the luckiest boy in the world. I see you making such positive changes for your students, your colleagues, your friends and your family. I see you worry about the well-being of total strangers and ask yourself what you could do to help them. I get to see you laugh and scream at the TV when your favourite contestant spills their cooking pot. And I get to hear your words and witness the expression on your face when the sun rises over fields in a new country. I get to taste your food, the successful and the not so successful. And I get the privilege of your attention every single day. Thank you, I love you. And now I'll hand over to Tom, who we hope has something to say.